Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. I'm going to read it again. Listen carefully, because this is something about how we can be blessed. Blessed is the man or person who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. We have this popularity contest going on in the world. Everybody wants to be popular, and that's okay. Because more popular you become, more people like you, right? So that's a good thing. Except, to be popular in this world, sometimes you have to make compromises with your faith. Now, there are certain things the Bible tells you not to follow. There are certain things the Bible tells you not to do. And if you see these popular kids at school, when you see these popular kids in the world, they seem to be doing a lot of things against the Bible. I mean, if you go to high school or middle school even, a lot of kids are doing a lot of bad things. And that's against the Bible. We're not going to even talk about all these rules they're breaking, or all these crimes they commit. But we're talking about the Bible, and sometimes you have to think very seriously, am I violating any rules of the Bible to be popular, to be included in the circle of popularity? So next time, when you have this urge or temptations to be popular, you have to think about, am I violating any biblical rules? Because to be popular seems to be pretty cool, like being a gangster. Being a gang is pretty cool. Because, we're not talking about any serious gangsters, right? Just go to school and you see a bunch of kids playing cool. They speak this cool language. They use a lot of these cool motions. But then sometimes it gets pretty serious. Maybe one of you guys have this encounter that one of your friends' friends, okay? One of your friends' friends come to you in the bathroom. Hey, do you want to join our gang? Because we're going to provide some protection for you. But that's usually how they approach. You are new to school. You are all by yourself in this territory. We can provide you with some serious, cool protection. No one's going to bother you. No one's going to mess with you. As long as you come into our club, as long as you become one of us, we can provide this protection for you. Sounds pretty decent, sounds pretty cool, but as soon as you decide to join that gang, you are in for trouble. There are many things that you didn't think of that you have to do against your principles, against your belief, and many times against the will of your parents. So next time you have this sweet voice from someone cool, join us. We can provide you with something really good, something you need, like protection, or honor, or fun, just being popular in the school block. For that matter, it's not just school, it's the whole world. We're talking about the popular culture. Let that be K-pop or J-pop or American pop, whatever that might be, as soon as they talk about something pop, something popular, culture. I don't know if you noticed, but there are a lot of things that to be popular in this world, you have to go against the Bible and its principles. The way you talk, the way you dress, the way you maneuver, move around, have gestures. See, all these things, not only people look at you, but we have to be in constant reminder that God is watching us. Whatever you say, God is listening to you. Whatever you do, God is watching over you. And even if you don't make any sounds out of your mouth, whatever you think in your head, God knows what you're thinking. So this is a serious challenge upon this 21st century trends. Whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever we think, God is watching us. And sadly speaking, this pop culture of today is not really holy. It's not really fitting right into the biblical principles. So when you go to school, when you go to parties with your friends, houses, or there are a lot of things going on and activities on weekends, and if you meet a lot of people and be in that main stage of the pop culture, you have to remind yourself, am I being upright? Am I being upright with God according to the Bible? Of course, we want to follow the trends of the world, all the gadgets and all the fashions and all the cool things to do, all the right things to say. But once again, the Bible says, you have to watch out what you say, because just maybe, whatever you say might go wrong against the Bible. So what is the biblical trends then? The Bible says, instead of urging ourselves to become popular in this world, consider ourselves as blessed. These two things are quite different. If you think about that, being popular and being blessed. And to be blessed, the Bible tells us this very hard way to come into the court of kings, God's house, and to be blessed. This is what Jesus said to his disciples who wanted to be blessed. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. This was 2,000 years ago, first century version of popularity. Even 2,000 years ago, people still wanted to be popular. They wanted to follow the world pop trends. And Jesus told them, you know what? If you follow everything in this world, eventually you will have to walk through the wide gate. And that wide gate will lead you into destruction. Jesus carefully chose not to use the word hell. But eventually that destruction will lead you into hell. But there's the other side of the coin. And that is the narrow gate. That is the unpopular way. That is the holy way. That is the biblical principles that we urge ourselves to follow. And you might be isolated. You might not have tons of friends. You might be a little bit lonely in your school because you might be the only person praying the cafeteria as you eat your lunch. People might laugh at you and make fun of you. What do you do? Do you go to church and you pray for a meal? You're funny because no one prays here at school. People might make fun of you that way. And in that way, you might be feeling lonely and isolated. But that's what exactly Jesus was talking about as he was teaching his disciples. That is the narrow way. That is the narrow gate. standing up for what you believe in the midst of everyone going against your will. Sometimes you really have to go against the popular way of the world to walk through the narrow gate, to find the truth and put your foot into the doorstep of heaven. So let this be a challenge to you this morning. Do I want to be popular in this world, or do I want to be blessed in God's ways?